Hello everybody and welcome to a bit of a different video. I was going to make a video on this game itself here. This is Enlist. It is the infantry version of War Thunder. It's made by the same people and it kind of has the same feel. And I thought I was going to be pretty stoked to play it, but I kind of found it hyper underwhelming. And I just wanted to, sort of talk about that a little bit because it sort of prompted a bit of a thought in my head about games sort of like this and why it's kind of underwhelming. Now, when you're looking at the video here, you can tell that the point that they're trying to make here is they're trying to make this realistic World War II experience. And as you can see, I'm running up the beach. It's scary, it's spooky, I'm hiding behind shit. We're not there yet, but we're gonna see that I die a bunch of times, which is again cool, and it has this sort of like authenticity. But sometimes when people are making these authentic games, they kind of forget that the part of gaming is for it to be fun. And I found that this just kind of lacked that, and it was trying to emulate something like Battlefield, for example. There's those, I forget what they're called, like open wars or whatever, or like, no, operations. The operations in Battlefield where, it's this big open scale and there are the points, and you take the points and you move on. Like here, you can see I'm exiting the boats with all these guys, we're moving along and running up the beach, and there are explosions and tanks and machine guns and stuff. Awesome. And if you put it on paper, that would be something that's just super cool and in a game that I would love to play, but I just couldn't really get into it. And this isn't the first game I played. I know that the actual gameplay you're seeing isn't super spectacular, and I'm not good at this by any stretch, but that's not really the point I was trying to make. And another thing that this game has that on one hand I think is cool and on the other hand I think is kind of strange is that in War Thunder, you have like a squadron of planes, and you make up your little squadron. Now, when you go into the battle, you pick, like here, you can see them going through these squads or whatever. And in War Thunder, it made sense in that, like, so you get shot down, and instead of just being like, well, you got shot down, and now this 20-minute match, you're just going to sit there and stare at it. You have more planes that you do, and you can set up different squads and different planes to do different things. So like I've got my bomber, my two fighters, and my whatever hybrid plane. Excuse me. And you set up these squads. Now this game seems to have a similar, not seems to, it does have a similar thing where you go in as like a group, and there are these AI guys that follow with you. And if you get shot in the face, you can then just become another guy in that squad. In War Thunder, this makes sense because there's a cool play. That's a cool moment though. In War Thunder, that makes sense because see, like that was a cool moment, but again, whatever. Anyways, you get shot down, and then you kind of fly in at the beginning of the match as one of your other planes, which makes sense. Reinforcements and all that shit. But in this, it almost just makes the kill feed that you can see sprawling on the top right there go crazy, because a lot of times when you kill one guy and you kill the player, you then just eliminate all the AI before they can actually spawn as those people, because in War Thunder you shoot down plane, you come in as your plane, and you rejoin the battle and you get to play some more. But in this, they're following you around, and when you get killed, AI suck compared to a person most of the time. This isn't like Tarkov where they're like snipers. So you just pick off the next dudes. I shoot you in the head, and as you're going through the I'm dead animation and the I'm dead screen to become someone else, I just pick off the rest of your squad. Sorry, I'm yawning. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah. Actually, I do kind of know what's wrong. It's unrelated to the game here, but I'm like super yawny and stuff because it's been like raining for a few days, and it's like almost weird how the weather can affect you like that. Like it's been like 2 or 3 days of just really gray, rainy weather, and I'm like groggy and almost like tired-esque and whatever. Oh, another cool thing, very unrelated to this video. Sorry, I am just sort of recording this as overlay commentary, but I'm doing this on the PlayStation, and the light on the controller is blinking red because I'm like recording like on air, which is kind of cool. But anyways, back to Enlist. I get the premise here, as I was saying, where they're trying to make this authentic thing, but it ruins, like, I'm only gonna have like, I don't know, however long I'm talking, so I'm probably gonna have like whatever 7 to 10 minutes of recording. But this match was so long that I actually quit. See, like, there's the point. I spawned as one of my, I got killed, I spawned as one of my guys, and I immediately got shot because my AI sucked compared to the players, and they're just picking off the AI. Which is an inherent problem based on the formula that they're using with planes. And even if you look at, like, you know, World of Tanks or World of Warships, and I know that that's like a completely other maker, but they're kind of trying to emulate the same thing, but it's different because these ships are massive and the way that they fight each other is very different. You know, you have a big 5-on-5 tank battle, that's a pretty intense, but 5-on-5 guys is not. Oh my god. Oh, the sort of metrics when it comes to ground warfare are completely different. Which is why it's really cool when you're looking at, again, something like Battlefield, which is kind of my doing it right, you know, example. They don't do it like that, they just do it in respawns at your points. And they still have, like Battlefield still has some of the most cinematic, awesome World War II moments that you can have just any given time. You know, there are moments in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 that look like they came right from a movie. And you can argue that some of the stuff you've seen in this video could kind of be like that as well, but the actual gameplay of it is just kind of dull. And like, you couldn't really be competitive with this. And another thing that sets it apart is, like, Battlefield not only does all of that better, but they also have the destructibility. No, this isn't using like Frostbite, and they don't have some proprietary engine. I understand that Gaijin, I think that's who makes this, is not at the same level as something like EA or DICE, but on that level, it's like, well, then what are you... You know, I was having this conversation, and that's what prompted me to kind of make this video, and I was kind of complaining about this and talking about this, and my girlfriend was like, okay, but then no indie game company should make anything. And I'm like, well, no, because you can do it in your own sort of way. Like, if you're looking at, like, games that do, I don't know, things in a different way. Like, we can just look at, like, Fortnite, for example. Fortnite is now, like, the biggest battle royale game other than maybe Call of Duty, but Call of Duty has, like, the Call of Duty brand behind it. But it's very whimsical and weird, and originally the people who were making those sort of battle royale games, it wanted to be, you know, PUBG kind of forefronting that and being like realistic and stuff, having the leans and nods and put graphics and stuff. And Fortnite did it basically the same shit, but just put a whimsical tone on it. Whereas here, I feel like they try to put a more realistic tone on it, but because they don't have the engine behind it, it loses that. Like, even if Battlefield is less historically accurate or less authentic than this, it feels that way because the graphics are better, the environments are destructible, the intensity is higher, and although you respawn and become a completely different, you know, sort of person, it does feel better. Like, even here, I'm in like kind of the coolest part of combat that we've had probably in this whole video, and it's still kind of just like, whatever. It's very passive. Boom, I got shot. Oh, I'm gonna become my other guy, and then what? Just get shot in the face again? I was playing another game when that actually happened. I got killed, and I spawned as my other guy who was already prone in the dirt, and immediately got killed, and then spawned as the third guy, who then immediately got killed, spawned as the fourth guy. I made it about 3 steps and got killed all by the same guy, and I'm like, well, that's a kind of garbage mechanic. I know I'm kind of just rambling here. This isn't really a structured video. I didn't really have a script. It was more of just this strange sort of thought of, you know, these guys have been talking about making this game for a very long time. I mean, War Thunder's been out for ever. It's been a very long time, and they've been talking about having, basically doing like World of Tanks esque thing, almost like Eve, where they had like the ground combat and then the space combat or whatever. But it took them this long, and at this point, someone has just done it better. And what happened is I was playing this game, and you know, did a little bit of the recording that you're watching now, and I immediately was like, man, I wish I was watching my Battlefield videos, because they have the same sort of look and feel, just better in every single way. So I'm sorry about the ramble. This isn't probably not all that entertaining. I just had to get it off kind of like my chest of just, it's kind of weird. So if you did like the video and Random Rant, you can like and subscribe. If you see anything else on the channel to like, you can throw a like on there as well. It really helps me out, and I really do appreciate it. Hope you found some form of entertainment from this. But until next time, later, dudes.